just ate peanut butter boy here. Sorry, Jimmy, I had to. Hello, guys, SLR Turbo 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. And guys, if you've ever watched Jimmy Broadbent, you know that's usually how he opens his videos. It's just funny, I had to. So if Jimmy ever sees this, which I highly doubt he will, sorry, Jimmy, I just had to. No punterino, right? Come on, you know you want to hit that like button. And I know I just read off of my screen. I am that pathetic. But you know what? It's okay. Drop a like down below on the video. It's only going to take you a nifty 2 seconds. I highly do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Guys, we are back in the career mode driving for the Scuderia. And we are now heading towards the Bahrain GP in Scuderia. And guys, this track, it was usually one of the tracks that I hated the most, but over the years, like usually when I don't like a track and I drive it a bit more, it grows on me. I still wouldn't put Bahrain in like my top 10. It's still lower than that. It's still one of the tracks that I like the least, but I wouldn't say I dislike it anymore. So, heading in towards this episode, you guys can see we quickly did a few upgrades there. We are now heading towards Scuderia, strapping on getting our suitcases, getting in the airplane, strapping on the seatbelt, and we're gonna go, we're gonna go flying over there. We're gonna go for a balanced tire allocation and in towards this weekend, guys. I'm super duper excited. Guys, please follow me on social media. Share this video with your friends. Tag me in the post or the story, and I will give you a shout out in a future video as well as on social media. Links in the description down below. Now, you guys know Bahrain is a night race. The cars look fantastic. They look magnifique around Bahrain. They look better in Singapore, if I have to be honest. But out of those two, Bahrain is not far behind. So, I'm really looking forward to this. We still got 2 upgrades in the pipeline to come. Mercedes are still the car to beat in P1 according to the performance chart. We and Ferrari are in P2, closely followed by Red Bull. Then you've got Renault, McLaren and Racing Point battling over P4, especially Renault and Racing Point, but never count out the McLaren boys. That's 4, 5, 6. 7th place is Alfa Romeo. Alpha Tauri is in P8. Haas and Williams are on P9 and P10, but in no man's land. So they are just basically going to be fighting for P20, P19, P18 and P17. So the rest of the grid, however, are going to be battling a hammer and fist for the points. So, you guys can see we got a very good 3rd position in Australia. Hashtag spoiler alert. If you didn't see the spoiler, I mean, while I was running through the performance chart. Yeah, sorry. Guys, fantastic races. Ooh, okay. For the first time in practice, it's actually not my fault for spinning. Thank you, Alpha Tauri. Okay, but in any case, guys, I'll tell you guys now what happened, everything. But first, it's time for qualifying. You guys know a short 18-minute session. It's time to jam. Let's head straight. I think I'm too quick. Yes, I'm a bit too quick. A few seconds too quick, but who cares? Let's head straight to the Bahrain qualifying Ojes. You guys can see that I'm in a good mood, clearly. I love it, I love it, I love it, love it, love it. But guys, yeah, quali is upon us. Open up DRS, come across the line for the end of our first lap in quali. We go P4, 7/10. Okay, that clearly was not a good lap. We're behind Ricardo.
This lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap.
We will be doing that, Jeff. Oh boy. We go towards the middle of our 2nd lap, guys. You can see this middle sector. Oh, I love this part of the track. If you hook this part up, you feel like a freaking king. I'm just saying. Through the hairpin, you guys can see I struggle with the understeer through there. So after this, I actually went and put one more front wing on the Ferrari. Into this next corner, oh, once again, I struggle with the understeer, but I think I was just a little bit late onto the brakes heading into there. So you guys can see there is still a clear amount of time to gain. Through the final corner, we are 1.6 tenths up on our time. We come across the line and we go P4, half a tenth. Still slower than Hamilton in P1. How the hell is Ricardo in P3?
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 24.6.
Thank you, Jeff. Still, guys, how's Ricardo in P3? Please explain that to me.
All personnel be aware, car leaving.
Thank you, Jeff. Guys, heading onto the track for our final lap here in quali. Open up DRS. Let's go around this beautiful Scuderia circuit in the night time. Heading in towards the first corner, guys. Massive amounts of speed, 342 kilometers an hour on the speedo there. As they're heading into the first corner, it's a tight right-hander into an immediate left, back into a right. Open up DRS again and carry that speed up the hill as you head in towards the middle sector of the track. You are done with the first sector as you head through this corner. There we go. Just get the cards in, and you guys see I'm still struggling a little bit with the front end, but it's already a lot better. Now into the middle sector, into the hairpin where we had so much understeer the first time. Look at how beautifully the car turns in. Fantastic Ferrari. 3/10 up on our time. Heading into the next part, brake a little bit earlier. Get the car slowed down. Still a tiny bit of understeer, but we still managed to hit the apex. Open up DRS for the back straight. Now, well, the second back straight. Now heading in towards what a lot of people find their favorite part of the track to be this left-right S, which is nearly flat out as soon as you come out of the first braking zone. No, it is flat out. It's in all the cars that it's not flat out. You guys see the line starts to turn yellow as the game wants to tell you just to ease it up a bit. But you have the big kahunkas at the bottom, well, at your crotch. So you put your pedal to the metal. Here we go. Into the final corner, guys. Take the esports line. Clip the curb on the inside, fourth gear, power out of the corner. We head towards the line. We open up DRS now, and we are going to be in P.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Bottas, Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not feel that Red Bull had the pace to outqualify us, but Max Verstappen is in P4 and we find ourselves in P5. Damn it! Guys, not the best quali. I would have hoped for at least a second row start, but Max is always there to stick his finger in the pudding. In any case, guys, it's time for the Bahrain GP. Let's head straight there.
The stage is set for another enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by, but will they be able to add to their record today? We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. We should talk about Williams. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Parker and Ricciardo, Norris, Kvyat, Stroll and Charles Leclerc, Albon, Sainz, Pierre Gasly and Ocon, Perez, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen. Latifi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Guys, before I made this video, actually I got my 140th subscriber. Thank you to all of you guys. Please, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. We are so close to that 150, so please share the video with your friends as well, with those links in the description down below. And guys, without further ado, jam with me on the formation lap. It's time for the Bahrain GP. ready for the Bahrain GP. Mercedes front row lockout, 5 red lights, and it's go, go, go for the Bahrain GP. It's a crazy good start from ourselves there as we get alongside Max Verstappen immediately. Vettel is trying to go for the move on Lewis Hamilton as the defending world champion Bottas is first into the first corner. We go around the outside of Verstappen, Hamilton and Vettel. That's a fantastic first corner. How did we pull that off? Oh my goodness. We are up into P2 right behind the defending world champion. The world champion and the runner-up of last season is now leading the way and in P2. That is what you love to see here. We caught Hamilton and Vettel napping so bad, guys. We will have a replay of that in just a second. Oh my goodness, how did we pull that off? That was absolutely beautiful. That was blissful. That was perfection. That was probably trying to avoid running into the back of someone, because you guys know I'm not the one that likes to brake early. But you guys see Vettel gets alongside Hamilton. Bottas blocks off his teammate, and as Hamilton focuses too much on Vettel, I just yeet it around the outside and I say sayonara. What a move, guys. Look off of the onboard of Hamilton. This is the what do you call this view again? I can't remember. I'm stupid. In any case, we go right around the outside. We actually take a very wide line, but the reason for that is so that I could straighten the car up quick enough to get the power down. That was fantastic, guys. Let's look at it just one more time. Just one more time. Oh, this was so good. You guys can see I get along Verstappen. We get past him, and then the outside line is just open. Hamilton and Vettel completely leave it open, and that is just how can you not take that invite? It's like an open invitation. Anybody can show up, and I showed up. All right, I showed up. You can bloody guarantee it. So we are now in P2 following Valtteri Bottas, and now Hamilton P3, Vettel P4, Verstappen is down to P5 where I started. Guys, that is one of the best starts I think I've ever had when it comes to a first corner move. Look, it's easy to dive it up the inside when the car's concertina up at the first corner, but it's not something spectacular. That's just a little bit of the game, just, you know, being a little bit weird. But a move like that, oh man, that was gorgeous. That was absolutely gorgeous. Nobody can say otherwise. And me and Vettel had such a great start in Australia as well. I had a little bit of a better one this time out than Vettel, but still, Ferrari have got the starts nailed in my opinion. As you guys can see, we end the first lap. Bottas, myself, Hamilton, Vettel, Verstappen, Ricardo, then we a lot of other cars. You guys see, we head towards lap 5. The rest of that stint, there wasn't a lot of action, guys, but you guys know, soft tires on heavy fuel just don't work, especially at a high wear track, high abrasion track like Bahrain. So here we go into the pit lane, strapping on a brand spanking new set of mediums, and now we're going to try and go for the undercut on Bottas, because you guys know me and Bottas were not milking as much as Vettel and Hamilton in the first round at Australia. So we really need to make our presence felt, as holy moly, I go up the inside of Kevin Magnussen there, and I just don't give him space to breathe. We're already on the back end of Nicholas Latifi. Look at that, guys. DRS open. What is Latifi going to do? Not much. Right around the outside. These guys are going for the one stop from mediums onto hards, but they are not in the same race or in the same category as us at this stage of the career mode. You guys can see now we are right onto the rear end POV of George Russell. We quickly fade away from that to go towards Valtteri Bottas, who is diving into the pit lane, and this is now the end of lap 7, guys. So Hamilton is staying out to go on with lap 8. Is Vettel diving it in along with Bottas? I think he is, guys. Bottas is out just ahead of my teammate. So what is Vettel doing? He's going from softs onto softs. Okay, guys, Vettel is going super aggressive. Bottas went from softs to mediums just like I did. So that is quite honestly a little bit... Holy moly, look at the straight line speed! Okay, Ferrari have really turned up the engine to 11 this weekend for myself and Vettel. Russell had no clue what was happening there. I just blasted past him halfway off track, basically. But still... Jeez, man. You guys see we come out behind Bottas, but guys, look how the undercut has worked a treat for us. We are tucked up right underneath the gearbox of that Black Panther Mercedes, and now he's also got to make overtakes just like we have to. This is basically a battle for the lead of the Grand Prix. Bottas just shoves himself onto the inside of Giovinazzi there. There wasn't really a gap. He made the gap with his front wing. And we got a little bit brake check there, but we're also going to sit behind. There's no point in just pushing too hard and making a stupid mistake. Up the hill now, in towards this corner that a lot of people hate. On the onboard of Giovinazzi. Around the outside! No! What a move!
Adrenalin. Grazie ragazzi, danke. Danke, die Kies ist gelaufen. Grazie. Grande emozione oggi, grazie. Grazie per questa macchina. Thank you guys.
Oh my soul. And we're even going for the move on Giovinazzi. Look at that, around the outside. Nothing that Gio can do about it. And now we chase after his teammate Raikkonen. Guys, what have I eaten for breakfast? I'm pulling off moves that I should never be able to pull off, especially against cars like a Mercedes, that at this stage is still a better car, especially mid-corner. Chassis and aero, the Mercedes is better than the Ferrari. How on earth did I just pull that off around the outside of one of the hardest corners on the F1 calendar? Okay, so twice in this Grand Prix already, at the start and now when I overtook Bottas, we've got two exceptional moves done. Hamilton is still behind Bottas. He's got a few cars to go through as well. So it's still myself and Bottas in provisional P1 and P2. Look at this, around the outside of Kimi Raikkonen. We take a little bit of liberties there on the outside of the track, but that is us around the outside of the former Ferrari driver, Kimi Raikkonen. And guys, I am flabbergasted. I honestly don't know how I pulled these moves off. We now head on board with the man, the myth, Daniel Ricciardo. No, I'm joking, guys. Ricciardo right behind the Williams of I think Russell and the Red Bull of Verstappen, heading into the S's. And oh no, guys, something is not alright in the back of this Renault. It's not going good. Something is broken. Something is wrong. The Red Bull comes to a halt and Danny Rick's race is absolutely over. That is very sad, very sad. In any case, guys, we jump back on board with Bottas as he now makes the move on Kimi Raikkonen as we are chasing after, I'm not sure actually who, to be dead honest. And Hamilton makes the move on Giovinazzi. So the Alpha boys are getting swallowed by all the front runners at this stage. But it's going good so far. You guys see, this is now P4. This is, I think, Sainz. Yes, it is Sainz. I just looked at the halo. Sainz is going on, I think, with Mr. Pierre Gasly here. Okie dokie, these guys if they don't rival in real life for the Italian GP win, they rival in the game. It is Sainz and Gasly. And Sainz is up the inside for P3 on Gasly. We are now behind the racing point of Stroll, if I'm not mistaken. We open up DRS. Bottas has caught up a bit to us. And now we're just going to make sure we put another car in between ourselves and the Finn. It's actually Perez, guys. It is not Stroll. We go around the outside. Guys, all the moves I'm making are around the outside. Like, literally, what is going on with me? We head on to a few laps later, and all the one-stoppers are diving it into the pit lane and now, guys. So this is now the race leader, actually, Alex Albon, diving into the pit lane for Red Bull. Mediums off, hards on. Is he going to get out ahead of the McLaren and the Alpha Tauri? No, he's not. Albon gets held up. That's not the way to go. But we retake the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. As you guys can see, actually not. No, it is. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit of a stinker. We are back in the lead. Ahead of Bottas. Hamilton, Vettel, and Verstappen are doing the two-stop, but with two sets of softs. Bottas and myself are going the safe way with the mediums. That's very light onto the brakes, turbo. Myself and Bottas into the second corner. Oh boy, how did we maintain that position? Jeez Louise. Hamilton, obviously his tires are going to be worse for wear than ours, and he dives it into the pit lane. Guys, as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to come in the end of this lap to counter Hamilton, because the undercut, as you guys saw with the first stint when we undercut Bottas, is immensely strong. When I came into the pit lane, Bottas was already 2.5 seconds ahead of me, so I took away 2.5 seconds whilst battling other backmarker cars. The undercut's OP. So you guys can see, end of lap 17, we are into the pit lane. It is now time for our final set of medium tires, and also we defend from Bottas. So you know, this is a win-win. Second set of yellow walled mediums onto the car, out of the pit lane, and now we are going to see where we are going to fade out in this GP. There's Hamilton, guys. Will we come out ahead of the Englishman. Here we go. He comes across the start-finish line. Where are we? Where are we? There we are. You guys can see the Ferrari is out ahead. Will we be ahead of Hamilton? Yes, we will. We are still ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Now we head towards the end of lap 18, and Bottas has now decided to come into the pit lane. Guys, I think Mercedes might just have screwed Bottas over a teensy-weensy bit, because there's a big chance that myself and Hamilton will undercut Bottas. Let's see what happens. Bottas did have a good in-lap though. He was very quick on his in-lap. I struggled to match him actually for that first sector because my tires were still heating up. But here we go. Hamilton, I've gapped Hamilton a little bit, but he's still within DRS. But where is Valtteri? Where is Valtteri? There's Valtteri. We are ahead of Bottas. But will Hamilton be ahead of his teammate into the first corner? It's very tight between the two Mercedes. Bottas mounts the curb. Hamilton has the inside for the second corner, but he has to back out of it. Otherwise, we would have had a monumental crash. But that is Bottas. It's still in P2 behind myself. Let's run through the top 10, guys. Alexander Albon is leading the way for Red Bull on a very, very good one-stop strategy. Then P2, Esteban Ocon. P3, Carlos Sainz. P4, Pierre Gasly. What is this top 4? Oh my soul. Okay, we are in P5 chasing these guys down, followed by two very mad Black Panthers. Bottas P6. Hamilton is in P7. Vettel has been nowhere in this Grand Prix. He is P8. No, actually, Perez is in P8. Vettel is in P9. Vettel, bro, you're going to have to start supporting me. Jeez Louise, man. And in P10, who's got the very beautiful first double-digit number, and that is Raikkonen ahead of Verstappen. What is this race? What is this race? I can't believe it. You guys see Vettel finally catches up by the end of that lap to the back of Perez, and it's an easy move up into, what's that, P8. Now we head on board with Verstappen, who's going to get himself into the points on Kimi Raikkonen. But guys, remember, the Alphas have got Ferrari power units, so they are stupidly strong in a straight line. But here we go, Raikkonen on the outside, Verstappen on the inside. The Red Bull is a better chassis and aero car, much better. Oh, Raikkonen is keeping his nose in there, but Verstappen just shuts the door in his face, and that is Max back into the points. We now jump on board with ourselves, guys. And guys, this DRS train is such a pain in the rear because you can't get past anybody unless you blast your entire battery, basically. We do that, and we get up the inside of Pierre Gasly. Guys, this is a potential race win. I can't sit behind these guys and just la 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 la. It is so nice looking at the hiney of the AlphaTauri. No, Albon is there. We can see Albon. We have to go for it. We are now up into P3 as we make a move on Sainz as well. Come on, Ferrari. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Now we are right behind the Renault of Ocon. This is going to be a much easier move thanks to him not having DRS. Open up DRS, overtake mode engaged. We pull to the outside, and we are going to get the move done even before we get to the first corner. We are now up into P2. 2.4 seconds behind Albon. It is now time to push like an absolute stabbed rat. We are going to throw the kitchen sink at it, and now it is time to chase down this man in the Red Bull, the number 23 Red Bull car. Let's see, guys. This is now the end of lap 24. Let's see what the gap is. Albon, then myself. The gap has visually decreased. It is about 2 seconds now between myself and Albon. We head on to lap 25. Through the final corner for Albon in this very beautiful Red Bull. He is through the final corner once again. The gap doesn't seem like it has changed. But guys, I can tell you guys, in the straights, I was so much more dominant than Albon. We head on to lap 26 of 29. Well, the start of lap 27. The gap is 1.1. Look how the gap is decreasing. 9/10 of a second in a straight line. The Ferrari is so strong. Into the first corner. We are still not there just yet. Will we have DRS now for this next part? Let's see. Over the line. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, guys. 3 laps to go. Albon v myself. Let's ride on board with our POV here. Into the second sector. Easy on the throttle on the way out. My tires are not new anymore, so we also have to be very, very careful. Bottas and Hamilton are stuck behind Ocon, Sainz and Gasly. So this is a clear-cut victory if I can get Albon, and I'm gonna have a massive points boost if we can do this. You guys can see through the middle sector, I'm saving fuel because I've been pushing this Ferrari so hard. And through the middle sector, Albon just owns me. We head towards the middle sector, and I've already lost the DRS. This is not good at all. On the straight, you guys see I reel him back in, But it is, guys, keep an eye on that gap. Keep an eye on that gap on the left-hand side of your screen. 1.084, 1.101. Oh, what is happening? Through this next part. Okay, let's blast the ERS. We have to catch him now. Guys, look at the difference of the Ferrari and the Red Bull in the straight line. Ferrari power v Honda power. It's under a second. It's under a second. We need DRS. Get a good line through the final corner. Okie dokie, okie dokie. It's 9/10. Will we have DRS? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Now look at that gap come down. 6/10 for half a second. Woo! 4/10. We are onto the brakes. Look how close we are. We just drive up to the rear end of Albon. That is just the OP-ness of a good power unit. Through this next part, guys, we can go for the move. DRS open for the first back straight. Go to the inside. Albon is going to defend for everything he's worth. We have to take a very tight line through this corner. Come on, Ferrari. We straighten the car up as quickly as possible. A little bit of oversteer coming out of the corner. Albon is still there on the outside. Will he have the inside? We squeeze him. We squeeze him. 1.5 laps to go, and we have taken the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm shaking. How did you? Woo! Oh my goodness! Come on, Ferrari. Albon is still there. Albon is still there, guys. This is now the final lap. Albon stuck with me. My tires were dead. I made the move on the last minute, but oh my goodness, what a race!
How's that? How's that? How's that? How's that? Love that.
Smiling faces on the pit wall after a superb win here at Scuderia, and rightly so. What a brilliant effort from the whole team. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. So, let's review the drivers' standings. Parker takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant, who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Let's give it to Esteban Ocon. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Guys, what a race! I'm so done. I'm gonna go take a nap now. I live for races like that. Bottas, Hamilton, Vettel, you guys so screwed that up so badly. We have taken the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And guys, Ferrari have also taken the lead in the Constructors' Championship. Yes, it's only round 2. But when you have a race like that and you take the lead of the championships, it just feels 10 times better. Look at that. 11 points ahead of Mercedes, and I'm 9 points ahead of Hamilton. Bottas is in P5. Sainz is ahead of Bottas. The defending world champion is not having a good opener to his second season. Oh my goodness, that should not have worked, guys. If I didn't absolutely destroy my battery, I would not have gotten past Gasly, Sainz and Ocon. I would have been in the same problem as Hamilton, Bottas and Vettel, who eventually caught up to that train. They just couldn't get past. That DRS train was so solid, and Ocon did an absolutely fantastic job to defend that. What was that? That was P3. He did a faultless job. So GG's to the Renault driver, GG's to Esteban Ocon. That was faultless. Guys, what a race. If that race hasn't earned your like, I don't know what will. I honestly don't know what will. That was on the edge of your seat racing from the start to the finish. Guys, the 2 overtakes I made, I mean, come on, how can you forget that? First corner around the outside of a caught napping Hamilton and Vettel. And then after the first pit stops, at one of the hardest corners on the Formula 1 calendar, we go around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. Look, he should have given us the squeeze. He didn't. That's his fault. But still, don't think that that was an easy move. This move right here was a thing of beauty. That right there is probably one of the best overtakes that I've ever made. It's the best overtake I've made on Bahrain for a fact, but one of the best overtakes ever. Guys, I have to cut myself short. Oh my soul, what a race. Guys, like I said, drop a like down below on the video. If this hasn't earned it, I don't know what will. Guys, please follow me on social media. Share this epic video with your friends. Tag me in the post or the story, and I will give your social media a shout out, as well as I will shout you out here on YouTube. And guys, finally, if you've watched this race and you are new to the channel, you would be mad not to subscribe, because that is the action you will have every single time. Hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future video or a stream. I love you guys. It's been fantastic. Our first victory of season 2. Let's go on, baby. Cheers!